Good evening, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler. This is Cosmic Connections, and apologies for being a wee bit late. You know, I always say, not really late, I'm just here at the proper time, right? That's an excuse. I'm late because I was too warm. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Mary Jo, hi. I had the air conditioning up a little bit too high for me. I swear, anytime that it gets above 71, the brain turns right off. So now you understand where I'm coming from. Hey Joan, hello, good evening. Good evening, Paula. Hi there, Rebecca. So how is everybody? How's everybody? Is everyone really getting into the psychic energy? Thank you, Mary Jo. Great to see you too. Big week here. It's going on all week long. Hi, Pam. Good evening. Hi, Joy. Good evening, Michael. Hello. Got to see you twice in one day there, Michael. You're welcome, Kathy. Yeah, I'm perfectly imperfect. I posted something about Myers-Briggs on my personal page today, and they said that's a good mantra for the INFPs. You know, it's not just astrology that I like to use analytical tools with. I love Myers-Briggs, which has been denigrated over time by psychologists as the astrology of psychology. But if you ever had an inkling of taking the test, go ahead. There are a lot of online services. I remember taking that in college and back during the days I got W-2 jobs. And Myers-Briggs truly is a fascinating way of analyzing oneself. Good evening, Karen. Thank you for the compliment. Hi, Terry. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Nora. Hello, Nancy. Hello. Because what it does, it was actually based on Carl Jung's work. And his work was very much influenced by the occult theosophy movement, talking about the four elements, air, fire, earth, and water. So yes, there is a thread with Myers-Briggs which connects with astrology. At one point, I was doing some anecdotal research with a dear friend of mine who is a psychologist in the American Air Force. And he was, and is, as far as I know, I don't know, sometimes he comes online here. But he is a Myers-Briggs certified test taker or analysis person. Anyway, back to why I'm late. I'm perfectly imperfect. Forgive me, I'm an INFP. I used to be an ENFP when I was younger, but now I'm much more reflective. Good evening, everybody. Hello. So we're going to have some fun tonight. Oh, you're an INFP too, Michael. Maybe it's a Scorpio thing, you think? Hello there, Miss Patricia from Florida. What is your Myers-Briggs? If anyone knows their Myers-Briggs, do share tonight. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Dennis. Hi, Natalie and Rosalie. There are some correspondences, truly. You know, the water element is more of the feeling tone and so forth. Maybe we'll do a class on that sometime. But the class we're doing this week is all about the Jupiter-Neptune sextile. It's a closing sextile on a cycle that comes together every 13 years. That's when Santa Claus and Glenda the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz, I like using archetypal energy figures, you know, they got together in the sky, and then cycles unfold over a period of time. This one unfolds for 13 years. And so the sextile this week is broadcasting to our unconscious to use both the logical parts of our brain and the intuitive parts of our brain, right? So I call this kind of a psychic portal. That's just a fancy word for saying that we're more aware of our unconscious and more aware of our intuition and more aware of blending these two modalities, right? So see if that operates for you this week. If you've gotten some hits in terms of gathering information or truth through both hemispheres of the brain. And I have to chuckle. I know some of you get my emails. And by the way, if you do get my emails, here's another I'm perfectly imperfect apology. I'm still working with MailChimp in order to streamline. So if you sign up for my email, you're not getting 10 of them, all right? Because there's a way to do that, to consolidate the emails. And believe me, I want to do this because if any of you are in business for yourself, you know this. You end up paying for each email that you send. But, I shouldn't say the brand. Does it matter? Well, this isn't like public radio. I'm not going to be sued or anything. But it's one of those email servers, and they don't make it easy to streamline. And if anyone knows how to do it, please contact me, PM me. We could help each other. Hello, Dennis. Hi, Marianne. Hey, Kelly. Oh, Lisa Marie. Okay, good. So I'm glad you wrote down both, Lisa, because sometimes they do change over time, right? Like even in astrology, we are born with a natal chart, but over the period of our lives, we progress into other signs. True story. So we don't stay static. Every year of our lives, every month of our lives, we add on another nuance, another layer of who we are. And that's called a progress chart. And it's just fascinating stuff. Not familiar, Joan. So if you Google Myers-Briggs, there's a ton of free tests online, and you can take them a couple times and see how it resonates with you. They give you personality analyses. That's not a word. They give you a personality analysis based on simple questions. Like, for example, would you rather be alone or go to a party on a Saturday night? I know some of you would rather be with your dog or your cat. Okay, hi Lisa. Nancy Smith, INTJ, the thinker. I can see that, absolutely. Absolutely. Nancy's familiar. Of course you would be in academia. Hey Angie, hello there. Are you down at the Dale right now? Hi, nice to see everybody. Hi Rachel. Hello, cranberries. Kelly is an INFJ. All righty. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just giving you the excuse why we're starting at 8:08, and now it's 8:15. Hi, Dawn. Okay, INFJ. Beautiful. Lisa, I've been thinking about you. Lisa, remember the Myers-Briggs we took at Trocare? I'm talking about Myers-Briggs tonight. Hi, Alicia. All right, hello, Mary. Myers-Briggs, yes, you did spell that correctly. Hey, Dr. Strushman, you know about Myers-Briggs. Yes, 100 years ago. Yes, that's right, Lisa. We did our own anecdotal research. Massage therapists are INFJs or INFPs, and I'm an INFP. Interesting. Such interesting stuff out there, guys. Hello, Melody. I'm warm. So, any case, this is an important INFP J combination week because we have Jupiter, which represents Santa Claus, but also Jupiter represents science. Jupiter is kind of like the planet which gathers facts and figures and makes proclamations, i.e. in political statements, religious statements, scientific statements. So you could make an argument that Jupiter is kind of a scientist, and Neptune is more of the intuitive, and Neptune is more warm and fuzzy, like Glenda the Good Witch, right, from The Wizard of Oz. And Neptune is God's heart. Neptune rules water, the sea, the unconscious. On psychologists' offices, we often see the Neptunian trident, right? What lies beneath. So, having said that, these two energies are blending this week. And I have to throw this out there for the consideration. I wrote it out in my email. But how interesting that one of the major stories this week was the press conference. Now, let's leave it aside whether or not these scientists and these doctors they're board certified, for heaven's sakes, but they came up with qualities and evidence that a certain drug, which I cannot pronounce, but help me with it, hydroxychloroquine, that very controversial drug that's used for COVID, that the guy in the White House threw out, and it became a litmus test that he wasn't a doctor or a scientist, which I'm not either. But these doctors who are doctors came up and did a press conference. And my point is that Google, Facebook, what's the other one? YouTube erased the press conference. I don't sit well with that. There is so much information out there, some of it legit, some of it wild and crazy. Like, here's a little bit of information for you, friends. In just a few minutes, I'm going to be talking to your deceased loved ones. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Right? In some cultures, many cultures, that would be considered to be either insane or punishable by a witch burning. I'm not a big fan of censorship. I'm not a big fan because I think we're all a lot more intelligent than the protectorate class thinks we are. I mean, if you're alive and well in the 21st century, most likely you have the mind to discriminate and discern between information that fits and information that does not fit your truth. And that is the message of this week. Neptune and Jupiter. Neptune is intuition now. Jupiter is science and facts and figures coming together in a beautiful sextile, giving us all an opportunity to decide what it is we want to believe in. No one's going to tell me that my mom's not alive and well in heaven. All right? I mean, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Right? And if you believe that, and if you have absolutely no, and I absolutely respect that. Some of the people in my family are avowed atheists, not agnostics, atheists. They said, when you die, you're a bunch of chemicals, and when you expire with that last breath, that's it. Bury the ashes and be done with it. That's not been my direct experience. God bless me. As weird as this INFP is. And I will not judge another person for believing what they believe. That is my big message for you tonight, friends. Look outside. What is being given to us? Use your discernment. Yes. Exactly, Lisa. A lot of people do not have critical thinking skills, but it's not for me to judge whether or not someone has critical thinking skills. I know I have critical thinking skills. I knew that when I was 13 years old, and I was earmarked for that genius school. And I went to the best schools in the world, and some of those best schools in the world taught me that a lot of people out there have a very elite attitude about everyday people. And I have found in my direct experience that so-called everyday non-college educated people can be bright too, can be really intelligent. Rant over. God bless you all, my dear friends. Hello, Joni. Hello, Marianne, Alicia. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Marianne. Hello. Hello, Cheryl. Haven't seen you for a bit. Okay, Neptune. Oh, like Jan. Oh, this is a great story. So Jan, might call you out, Jan. Reverend Dr. Janice. Yep, she's got that credential. She's a doctor and a reverend and a great medium. Oh, that's weird stuff, right? She works at Lilydale. She's a registered medium along with Cran and Chris and Dr. Bell, Dr. Patricia Bell. Some heavy hitters here in the room. Jan is a Sagittarius moon, and she found a perfectly positioned horse head along the beach, a piece of glass. And how cool is that? I'm sorry, I live in this INFP world where everything has a symbolism attached. Not everything, pretty much. But anyway, like the symbolism of the full moon that's taking place, friends, on August 3rd at 11:59 a.m. So that's early in the morning. I'm going to talk about that full moon with you right now. The full moon is at 11 degrees of Aquarius. 11 degrees of Aquarius, find where that is falling in your chart. And that is going to illuminate and give you information that is of the highest and best in terms of analytical skills. Let me grab my charts here. Okay. All right. Let me talk about this great old chart here. So we've got this full moon taking place on the 3rd, and how this works is at the full moon, we are often given answers to whatever quest we put into formation at the new moon. All right, so it's a give and take. I like to think of the universe as giving us an inhalation and an exhalation. So our beautiful new moon, a couple of weeks ago, was when we planted our intentions. On the 3rd, we're able to receive the feedback. So the 11th degree of Aquarius, where are we looking again? Okay, Michael, I don't have a picture of it. I mean, I'm going to start doing, here's the picture. I'm going to start doing some other form of Facebook where I can bring in charts, right? I haven't gotten there yet. But the full moon on the 3rd is 11 degrees of Aquarius. So where you are looking, Michael, is where Aquarius falls in your chart, after 11 degrees. So it could be any one of your houses. Hi, Eileen. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello. Hi, Joy and Dennis. Okay. Rachel, I love what you just wrote. I just worked with someone that today, boy, was she surprised when she could fly. Yeah, we have some shamans in the room too. Pretty weird stuff, right? Shamans, mediums, regular everyday people. Hi, Mark. Anyway, so look where Aquarius falls in your chart. You're going to become illuminated, and here is the Sabian symbol. The Sabian symbol is people are on a stairway going upwards. It's a degree of ascension. It is a degree of expansion. It is a degree of moving forward. Okay? A degree of expansion, a degree of going forward. And I think Elizabeth talked something about the Great Awakening on Facebook. All right. You know, I'm not sure, I'm not an expert on that, Elizabeth, but that is something I've been hearing about, the Great Awakening. I think this full moon in Aquarius, certainly. Did you know that Christina Northrup came from Ellicottville? She's a Western New Yorker. Isn't that cool? I got to meet her at Chautauqua once. You have nothing in Aquarius, Michael, but you do have Aquarius somewhere in your chart. Wherever it falls. Okay, new job interviews for you, Eileen. Great. Thank you, Mary Jo. You know where that is. So that's where the illumination comes. I would really watch your dreams, Mary Jo, because you might, who knows, have a dream about ascending upwards. Again, these beautiful, there you go, Cherie. Hi, I'm glad you jumped into the fray here, darling. One of my dearest, oldest friends, an astrologer extraordinaire and medium. I have such odd friends from Florida. Hi, Cherie, honey. Yeah, that full moon is going to be right on your moon. All right. So in the 12th, like Mary Jo. So you'll really get a lot of intuitive hits with this full moon. Doesn't that make sense? And I'm sure, Cherie, you're welcome to just jump in the fray and add anything to that. And if you go to Cherie's website, Cherie writes beautiful things on her website and on her Facebook page. So here it is, friends. Here is what we're going to be looking at. This is like a Reader's Digest version. This is Astrology Light. It is a wonderful tribe. I love seeing you every week. Hi, Brenda. Hello. We got Floridians here and people from all over, right? All over the world, Florida and New York State. There's people that pop in from elsewhere. In any case, here you go, friends. If you are Aries, this particular energy with the full moon is going to illuminate and give you an idea or a insight on your tribe. And it's interesting you use the word tribe. Your friends, your groups, and your connections. Good evening, dear Callie. Thank you, my dear, for being here. This one's not quite for you, Callie. Yes, it is. The next one I'm going to do is Taurus. You came just in time, Callie. So listen up, you Taurians. Taurus rising, Taurus sun. This illumination of the third's full moon is giving you some insight, Callie and others. Your career. You're turning up the volume in terms of getting insight and awareness about the career and about your leadership abilities. Okay? Yes, indeed. The universe at work. Gemini or Gemini rising, this particular full moon energy is illuminating your beliefs, your sense of religious, political, philosophical thoughts, so you can articulate them more profoundly. That would be, again, on the 3rd. So next week, look for those examples when you feel more comfortable and confident in that, how you communicate, and that's what you believe. All right. Thank you for being here, Miss Angela. I appreciate it. If you are a Cancer or Cancer rising, this energy is a very strong one in terms of providing for you an ability to basically tap into your inner power. When I say inner power, what I'm talking about is psychological, mediumistic, or spiritual power. And power of the 8th house is always the power of surrender, of doing what you can do in this life and letting go of the rest. Okay? Oh, are you Cancer rising, Michael? Perfect, because this is going to be a very good week to give you illumination about what you want to include and what you do not want to include in your book. For Leo risers or Leo sun sign people, this energy is illuminating your best friends and your partners and what you really want to do to provide the proper support and love for our loved ones. In other words, the focus is on your partner, Leo. What do they want? What do they need? And you'll be able to find that out with the upcoming full moon. So I know that would be Dr. Bell, and that would be Chris, anyone else who's got a Leo rising or Leo sun sign. For Virgo or Virgo rising, this upcoming energy is so much about the way you're doing your work and the way you're doing your work to improve your health. So we all can become healthier. We can all exercise more, or eat better, or sleep better, right? I mean, because we're all perfectly imperfect like me. So this particular energy for you Virgos will help you improve how you're taking care of yourself in the health department. Ah, okay, there you go, Michael. The Gemini, yes, perfect. It's a 9th house activation, so you'll be able to maybe come to terms with which publisher to select, or editing and so forth. Okay? You too, Kelly, is a Gemini sun. And then you want to blend both these things, right, friends? And if you have any questions about your chart, when I don't get too busy, I can send your chart. You know, we're a tribe here. We're friends. Just, I might kick myself, but it might take me a week or two to do this. All right? But I'm always there to help you out, figuring out where your signs are falling in your chart. Libras or Libra rising, have fun. Next week, it's about your 5th house. It's about ways to provide enjoyment and creativity and maybe a little dash of romance. All right. So the 5th house, which is the creative house, creativity in this venue is defined as anything you do and you lose track of time, right? I mean, that's one criteria. When we are really in love with what we're doing in the moment, we do lose track of time. And that often happens when we are romantically involved with someone. The 5th house is romance. And certainly it's also the house of children. And if anyone's a parent out there, sometimes you do lose a lot of track of a lot of time over the course of raising them, right? Okay, that one's for you, Eileen. Have some fun, have some creativity. Thank you for the clarification, Michael. Thank you. Scorpio or Scorpio rising, get busy with your home next week. There are some things you've been putting off, some improvements, some family connections you've been wanting to provide with each other. Do whatever you can do to create a sense of peace, harmony, and stronger foundations where you're living and with whom you're living by next week's full moon illumination in Aquarius. For Sagittarius or Sagittarius rising, it's about the way you're speaking, the way you're communicating, your marketing. Also, Saggies, if you have brothers or sisters, you might be able to forge greater, stronger bonds, or not boundaries, but bonds with them. Create a stronger connection with your sibs. Hi, Karen. Thank you for being here, my friend. Capricorn, the time for you is next week to take care of your income, to take care of ways to expand and to profoundly improve the abundance in your life, to manage your money differently, maybe set up, I don't know, an eBay account, bring another income stream in for you, Capricorn. Okay, Aquarius, the spotlight's on you, ways to improve yourself, ways to project yourself. Your charisma is more profound with the full moon, and you're going to be very, very interested in expressing yourself with a new, profoundly truthful way. Okay, Paul, I'm glad that works for you, making sure your home and family is improved with the light of the full moon. Last but never least is our beautiful Pisces friends. Pisces has this full moon illumination in their house of spirituality, psychic abilities, and the ability to basically connect with their inner self, their spiritual self, praying, meditating, and maybe a little bit more tiredness might be part of the Pisces hallmark for next week. Alrighty. You guys are so wonderful. You share these little weekly webcasts, of which I'm very, very grateful. And I appreciate you continuing to share, so I'd like to share with you. So I'm going to first now pick, and we do this every week, by the way. I used to do it just once upon a time, once a month. But if you're taking time out of your busy day to be here, I want to certainly reward you. So please share. And the winner of the Sabian symbol list. Now, why Sabian symbols? Because I'm going to be teaching Sabian symbols on August 12th on a Wednesday. It's through Lilydale. And if you've never looked at your Sabian symbols, you will learn all about the history, the application, and you'll actually get a record of your planet's major Sabian symbols. I always use those when I talk with you. And the Sabian symbol, remember, of this full moon is people graduating upwards on the stairway. All right. So the winner of the Sabian symbol report, and by the way, you guys can purchase that on your own. I should probably put that as an offering on my website. Someone remind me by telepathically reminding me around 11 o'clock tonight to do that. Okay, the winner of the Sabian symbol is Kim Pekku. And I don't know if you're here tonight, Kim. I don't know if Kim is here in the room today. You're very sweet, Nicole, for saying that. Like all of us, I appreciate what you're saying there, but like all of us, we all have jobs to do. And when you find what your job is, then you just feel it flows. So I'm just doing my job out there in here. Hi, Deb. Hey, how are ya? So Kim is not here, I think, tonight, but she's been a faithful sharer. So please share, my friends. Every time you share, you get a chance to not just win reports, but also to do some mediumistic messages, which I'm going to do in just a moment. Okay. Yes, I am. Thank you, Cherie. I'm telling you, this girl is good. Cherie knew me way back when. We all knew everyone's favorite Aries, Bernie, right? See, you know that, Cherie, because you were with me back in Vermont. Wow, that was a long time ago. I don't think Bernie would remember me, though. He would remember my last name. At press conferences, he would shout out, Butler! You know, he was a scary man then. Anyway, let's pull some mediumistic messages for you guys. You got to be here to get it. But thank you for that, for Cherie. You're absolutely right. Sometimes I miss the obvious. I do feel very Uranian recently, Cherie. Not only is it opposite my sun, not exact, but now it's trining my moon. Thank you for that. Okay. All right. And the winner of our mediumistic message tonight is Kay Fitzpatrick. I don't know if you're in the room, Kay. KKK. KKK. I don't think she's in here today. All right. I do an alternative way of selecting people. I might do that this way tonight. So I'm going to close my eyes, and there's enough of people in the room, so I'm just going to close, and then where my finger stops, I'll give you guys a message. Okay. All right. Eileen, may I come to you? Eileen C., may I give you a little message? Eileen, are you there? Eileen. I'll wait for a moment with a little delay, and I'll pick someone else too. We'll get this down to a science sometimes, guys. Lisa Mertz, are you still there, my dear? Lisa Mertz and Eileen. Okay, Eileen, yes. All right, so Eileen, dear God, please allow me to serve Eileen. Please allow my words be filled with love and light, truth, inspiration, and healing for her highest and for her best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. Eileen, I'm seeing Leonardo da Vinci's depiction of man. You know, that depiction of his hands. I can't do it because, you know, his hands are up and there's a circle around. Okay. And so what I want to say to you, Eileen, is that you're embracing, this is what I'm picking up from that, you're embracing a whole new, I want to say whole new clock. You're embracing a whole new way of being in the world. It's like a clock. And this new, you mentioned earlier, there are 2 job interviews that you are being approached to go through. And one has a different type of clock. Might be like a day job or an evening job. And because of that, you're trying to calibrate your sleeping and your daily energy in a new way. And what I'm getting from Spirit is that this whole pandemic pause has played a lot of havoc on your own inner holographic clock. I'm not sure why I'm saying this. This could be we're all out of sorts, but in some ways, Eileen, your sleeping patterns and so forth have been mixed up. And so getting one of these 2 jobs, and it feels like the second one you're interviewing with will be more the successful one, but the other one you will have an opportunity, but you may have to wait for another month and a half. But the first one you really want. But the second one, like the old example, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. So you might take the first offer that comes down the pike for yourself. Okay? And yeah, feel free to give me feedback. It helps, Eileen, it helps for you guys to be in the room. That's why I can't do a message for someone who's not here. The other thing I want to say for you, my dear, I'm getting a couple of dogs in spirit, and they're both larger dogs. They might be a shepherd mix, but I'm getting two of them. One from a while ago and one more recently. And whenever I get especially a dog for someone, it's often a representation of trusting your inner animal instinct. I know many of you are, okay, yeah, that's what I said, I think. Yeah, thank you, Eileen. Whenever I pick up a dog image, it's as if y'all probably are familiar with the tarot deck, right? So you have that beautiful Fool card, which is really not a foolish representation, but there's a little dog nipping at the heels of the character in the Fool card of the tarot deck. That's often our representation of our particular inner animal instinct. So I'm getting both of these dogs for you, Eileen, but actually with your own intuition, sometimes you may even feel a presence in your home with one of the beautiful fur babies who have passed. The one, and I think you have one of the chew toys. It's red. It's kind of like a rubbery thing that you still keep with one of these animals. And so he's coming in with a lot of love. I'm also picking up for you, Eileen, it's almost like getting into the car and just driving. It feels like you're driving more towards the south towns, and it's a form of therapy for you, not really going anywhere. We used to call these Sunday drives, but this somehow, this procedure or this process or this activity brings you closer to memories regarding specifically your father. That when I get in the car and I need to clear my head and I just drive, I'm feeling closer to days gone by when taking a drive was an exciting family event. Okay? Oh, interesting. All right, interesting. Oh, interesting. Thank you for the feedback. Okay. Well, that's what I'm giving for you tonight, my dear. Okay, that makes sense for you because his energy is coming in here, and it clears your head when you're just able to get up and go. That, just sitting here meditating is a wonderful thing, but your form of meditation with eyes wide open when you're driving gives you a lot of clarity. So I leave that with God's blessings with you tonight. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, Miss Lisa M., I'd like to come to you, my dear. And again, I was just doing this with a finger thing, and Miss Lisa came up. Dear God, please allow my words to be filled with hope, love, inspiration, and healing for her highest and best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. So Lisa, the very first thing I'm picking up for you is you looking over, and I'm seeing, I think it's Lake Chautauqua, I'm pretty sure it is, but going to some place on the lake, near the lake, and just watching it when it's really calm, and just watching it without a ripple and being very nostalgic. I'm seeing you actually on the grounds of Chautauqua, down by the bell tower, and maybe walking along there and just being very nostalgic and very filled with this heartfelt feeling for days gone by, but also getting a lot of inspiration from observing and meditating on the water, by the water, at that beautiful sacred spot by the bell tower. The other thing I'm picking up here is, I believe I'm 2 generations back, so I want to say this is grandmother. This is not your mom. This is your grandmother. I might be a great-grandmother, but I believe it's grandmother, who is kind of a rabble-rouser, like you, really powerful, almost like a feminist. She may be a suffragette, for all I know, but she had this amazing power to sway people with her words and conversations, much like you as well, Lisa. She might be one of your inner heroes, and she's coming in here and she's giving you, I don't know if you have something of your grandmother's, but it's kind of a gemstone, something like on a chain, but it might be like an old, like a crystallized a crystal piece of glass, like a Swarovski crystal, like a bead or something. Again, we're talking about the 20s or the 30s with this particular woman. I'm also picking up with you in September, October time, there might be a new venture for you that is going to take you back to PA, back and forth. But this has to do more with a teaching opportunity, less doing hands-on or consulting. I'm sorry, the word is consulting. And as you're doing your consulting work, you're meeting other people in that arena. Your own intuition, your own psychic abilities have grown and shifted and changed and deepened so much in the past 2 years, almost as if I feel you being in your home, that you're hearing and you're smelling and you're kinesthetically connecting with spirit. And the message I'm being inspired to give to you is don't doubt it, because it's coming in very strong, especially when you're on the porch and you're facing north. I don't know what that means. When you're sitting on the porch, but you're facing the northern direction. And I'm also gonna I have to give little Lily a shout out, because it feels like Lily hasn't left your side either, darling. And I think you've really struggled with the idea of getting another doggy, but you may already have another dog, but it feels like you might foster an older, larger dog at some point. So I wanted to give those messages to you, Lisa. Okay, so many blessings to you, and I'll leave that with blessings for you, dear Lisa. All right, hi there, Charlene. Hello, hello, hello. All righty. Thank you for the feedback, Eileen. And hi, Sue. I want to say hello to Sue. And hello, Anne-Marie. Yes, thank you. I'm going to put your name in the basket for next week, and hopefully I'll be picking you as well. I only just do about 2 messages a night. But if you guys like these messages, we can do this again, right? We can do this more frequently. Let me know. Private message me if you'd like. And I want to leave you with a couple thoughts for this week. Blend your intuition, blend your logic together, and notice ways to ground what really matters in your life. It started really on Monday. It's going this entire week. We have another opportunity of blending Jupiter with Neptune the second week in October. So if you missed this wave, we'll be doing it again in October. Watch for that full moon. Ask for clarity. Ask from the great divine, the great universal love, for guidance on the 3rd. If you are struggling with a question or a concern, ask for a dream or a symbol. You know what they say, you got to ask first. So I always enjoy seeing you, and we're developing a nice little rapport here. And I appreciate you guys being here on Wednesday nights. So many blessings. And have a fantastic week. See you Friday. Yes, for the meditation at noon. Many of you are coming to the class tomorrow night. And hi, Kalina. A big hello. Shout out to you. Come out to the class tomorrow night. It starts at 7. Details on my website. And I think we still have a couple spots available. Have a great evening, friends. Many blessings. Keep on shining like the stars you are.